It was a moment no one expected, a spark of tension that lit up every news outlet, every social media feed, and every dinner table conversation across America. What began as a simple public event between two powerful figures, a First Lady Jill Biden and Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, quickly turned into one of the most talked about exchanges of the year. But what truly shocked the nation wasn't the insult, that it was Kennedy's calm, razor-sharp comeback that silenced an entire room and left even his critics applauding. The scene unfolded at a bipartisan education summit in Washington, D.C., an event designed to showcase unity in tackling America's growing classroom challenges. Cameras flashed, journalists buzzed, and the room was charged with the kind of anticipation only political events carry. Jill Biden, known for her grace and years of experience as an educator, took the podium with confidence. Her speech was polished, heartfelt until she turned slightly towards Senator Kennedy, whose trademark humor and sharp wit often made him the center of attention in Congress. As the First Lady spoke about education reform, she made a pointed remark that many in the audience interpreted as a subtle jab. With a polite smile but a firm tone, she said, "Some people in Washington seem to think clever jokes can replace real solutions." The room shifted uncomfortably. Eyes turned to Kennedy, sitting a few rows back with his trademark half-smile. It wasn't an overt insult, but it was personal and everyone knew it. For a few tense seconds, Kennedy didn't move. Then, as Jill Biden concluded her remarks, the moderator invited questions. Kennedy slowly rose, his Louisiana drawl filling the room as he spoke, not with anger, but with the calm composure of a man who's seen it all. "Dr. Biden," he began, "I may not have all the answers, but I do know this: when we start confusing kindness with weakness, we lose the very lesson we're supposed to be teaching our kids." The room froze. The sentence landed like thunder. It wasn't cruel. It wasn't loud. It was measured, respectful, but powerful enough to command silence. Even those who disagreed with Kennedy's politics couldn't deny the impact of his words. Jill Biden, to her credit, nodded graciously. The tension eased. The cameras captured the moment, Kennedy's calm eyes, Biden's reflective expression, and in that instant, something changed. The exchange spread like wildfire. Within hours, clips were circulating online. Hashtags like #KennedyComeback and #Jill and John moment trended across platforms. Talk shows replayed the moment over and over. What captivated people wasn't political rivalry, it was the humanity in it. Two public figures, both passionate, both flawed, showing that words still matter in an age of noise and outrage. Behind the headlines, insiders revealed that both later exchanged private words backstage. Sources close to the event said Jill Biden approached Kennedy after the panel, offering a handshake and a brief smile. "You gave them something to talk about," she reportedly said with a touch of humor. Kennedy, ever the Southern gentleman, replied, "Ma'am, I just call it like I see it, with respect." It was the kind of civility America hadn't seen in a long time, and people noticed. In the days that followed, public reactions poured in. Supporters of both sides praised the moment for its authenticity. Teachers shared clips in classrooms, using the exchange as an example of respectful disagreement. Commentators across the political spectrum called it a rare moment of grace in politics. One op-ed summed it up perfectly: "In an age when shouting wins headlines, it's the quiet truth that wins hearts." What made the story resonate wasn't who won the exchange, but what it represented as a reminder that strength doesn't always shout, and dignity doesn't require dominance. Jill Biden, with her passion for education, and John Kennedy, with his gift for candor, had unintentionally created a teachable moment for an entire nation. Weeks later, when Kennedy was asked about it in an interview, he simply smiled and said, "I respect Dr. Biden. We disagree sometimes, but that's America. You don't have to burn down the house just because someone leaves the light on." His line once again went viral, a proof that authenticity still carries weight in a world that's grown wary of pretense. In the end, this wasn't just a clash between two public figures. It was a story about communication, respect, and the power of words to heal instead of divide. Jill Biden and John Kennedy reminded America that even when tempers flare, dignity can prevail. Their exchange became more than political theater, it became a symbol of the civility so many Americans longed to see again. As the headlines faded and life moved on, the message lingered. A true strength is found not in shouting the loudest, but in standing calmly for what's right, with words that uplift rather than destroy. And in that single, unforgettable moment, John Kennedy's one-line comeback didn't just stun the nation, it gave it hope.